So you're telling me with the NBA G League Select Team, 5-star high school recruits can focus solely on basketball, get paid to do it, don't have to go to class, and can play right under the nose of top NBA scouts? The NCAA is in trouble. What is up, everybody? Jacob Hansbrough here with Amateur Hour Sports, where we give you raw and unfiltered sporting content Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So if it is your first time here with me today, make sure you subscribe right now to Amateur Hour Sports to stay up to date with all the future content coming your way very soon. Long in the history of basketball prospects, the NCAA has monopolized the market for NBA recruits, where it seemed like the NCAA was the best avenue for exposure for any player coming out of high school looking to get noticed by an NBA organization. But it looks like those days are numbered, and we could be seeing the start of the end of NCAA basketball. Basketball in the NCAA is probably on par with the popularity of football. It could work either way, but to me it seems like it's pretty even in terms of the popularity both of them garner. But the problem has always been with the NCAA, the athletes cannot get paid, and they can never have been paid in their life for their sport. It has to be completely amateur in the NCAA, and it's a bit of a hot topic. You've probably seen many things on the matter where the NCAA athletes make so much revenue and money for the school, but they themselves get nothing, and the school just claims that the scholarship is the way they get paid. But it's really peanuts to the amount of money that the university is making off the back of some of these amazing recruits. But now we're trying to find these new ways to get exposure out of players. We're seeing players such as LaMelo Ball going to play abroad, not play in the NCAA. And he's a potential first overall pick when he was playing in Australia. James Wiseman, who is a good player, a potential first overall pick who wanted to play in the NCAA made some bullshit that he can't play because he got $11,500 from Penny Hardaway for moving expenses long before Penny Hardaway became the coach of the Memphis Tigers. The NCAA almost didn't let James Wiseman play, but instead changed it to a 12-game suspension. Not only get that suspension and miss 12 games, they made him pay back the $11,500 that the non-coach Penny Hardaway gave him a long time ago. And, well, James Wiseman told the NCAA where to shove it and decided he's not playing in the NCAA anymore. So the NCAA, struggling now to really get the top recruits, had a top recruit and told him, no, for some awful reason, you cannot play in the NCAA. So with those players going to play abroad, there's now a new avenue. Maybe you don't want to leave the United States if you're a top recruit. You can now play in the NBA G League Select Team, and there are many players who are choosing to do so, and it was first done by Jalen Green and Isaiah Todd, at least the first that really garnered a ton of attention. Jalen Green, the 5-star prospect, decided he wouldn't be going to college and he would simply be going to the NBA G League Select Team. And why wouldn't he? He would have made absolutely nothing playing in the NCAA. He would have had to go to classes for a year. Instead, he's making a reported $500,000 playing in the G League Select Team. And the G League Select Team doesn't play the entire G League season. They only play 20 games of somewhere around the 50 games that the other team plays. This is merely a developmental phase for these players, only playing 20 games right under the nose of the NBA scouts who are going to be at the G League games anyway. And Jalen Green more or less started this movement. He's now joined by Isaiah Todd, and even Daishen Nix decided to decommit from UCLA and join the G League Select Team. Already committed and decided, I want to get paid for a year. And why wouldn't they? This is the best avenue, I think, for the exposure. And you get to play under a great coach in Sam Mitchell, a former NBA Coach of the Year. So the NCAA is starting to lose its competitive advantage over its opposition and its counterparts. You can go play abroad and get more exposure. The best players coming into the draft this year are not ones that come out of college. They're ones who have been playing abroad or not playing at all in James Wiseman. Like LaMelo Ball is the most popular NBA prospect right now. He didn't play in the NCAA. So if you're an up-and-coming player and you're not even getting as much exposure as you do in other leagues when you play in the NCAA, and you're also not getting paid to play in the NCAA, it's a no-brainer. you're not going to go to the NCAA. The monopoly that the NCAA had on the basketball prospect world is gone. The NCAA is going to start to die unless they can find a change. And they started to do so, though they're trying to get players to make money off their name and their likeness. So players who are more popular, who can get endorsements and ads, those players can get money from that, but not from playing the sport. Why settle for the complications in basketball when you're going to make more money playing in the G League, or if you're playing abroad and you're going to get more exposure doing so? The one thing the NCAA may have going for them is the incentive of a possible championship, but let's be real, it's very difficult to get a national championship when you play in the NCAA. What drives you more? Is it going to be the possibility of a championship, or is it going to be the drive for that money? Like Jalen Green making $500,000, that's some incentive. The NCAA is losing its incentive to play. Like I said, losing its popularity and exposure. The incentive isn't there to really pursue excellence at the NCAA like before. You're going to likely pursue it in other factors. And James Wiseman can still go first overall. If the Warriors win the lottery, I can see them taking James Wiseman going first overall without having played in the NCAA or playing those 3 games if you want to count those, but not really playing the NCAA. He may go first overall. So they're showing you don't need the NCAA to really succeed. I think we are at the tip of the iceberg when it comes to competitors in the market that the NCAA resides in. We're going to see more and more avenues of exposing your possible NBA talent. The G League select team is only the beginning. We have those leagues abroad. LeVar Ball, I know he's a fucking lunatic, but in the past he's talked about creating a league where these players who want to get exposure to the NBA can succeed, and somebody with half a brain doing something like that could have some success in that category. For the first time in who knows how long, the NCAA is in trouble. They need to find a solution to this problem because they are going to lose this battle. Players have been calling to get paid for a long time, and it's difficult for the NCAA to decide how they are going to pay their players. It's one step to, get them the money through endorsements and exposure and their likeness. They need to find a way to regain that competitive advantage over their adversaries because right now they are significantly behind, and it's only going to get worse once the product quality of the NCAA starts to deteriorate, because we love March Madness because of seeing the top prospects going against one another. We see upsets, we see some big shots. The entertainment factor is there. But when we lose a bit of that entertainment factor because we're not seeing the top prospects, like last season watching Zion Williamson go, I think they got to the Elite 8 before they got beaten by Michigan State. But the excitement factor was there in seeing these guys. And I know some players make it because of how good they play in the tournament. Like, I don't think Taco Fall's in the NBA if UCF don't go that far and, almost beat Duke. So some players do need that, but the bigger ones, there are better avenues to pursue. And if those players who aren't the 5-star recruits are the ones residing in the NCAA and leading their teams, the quality of the basketball is going to drop, and it's going to drop viewership. People are going to be less interested in watching those sorts of games. It's still going to get attention, but there's going to be a slow decline as a result of less and less talent joining the NCAA. A lot of factors need to go into the NCAA paying their players. You need to decide, does every player on the team make the same amount? Does every sport make the same amount? Do the women's teams make the same as the men's teams? And if they don't, you have a bit of a problem. How do you justify not paying people equally within your school? That's a bit of the problem why the NCAA can't be paying their players. There's a lot of factors that go along with it. However, they need to act now. They have postponed this for way too long, and now other people are starting to come in and take their place. Other organizations are stepping in to the void left by the NCAA. And these players, we'll see what the success the G League Select Team brings, but I can't imagine it's going to fail. Everything is set in place with a good coach. The scouting is there. The good players are starting to go, and this is only the beginning. Like I said, this is the tip of the iceberg. It's only going to get worse for the NCAA. They need to change something. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like the video if you like, and subscribe to Amateur Hour Sports right now to stay up to date with the future content coming your way very soon. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you never miss an episode. At the end of the day, I believe what I say, and if you disagree, that's okay. See you again next time.